If you're a seeker of implicit truth like I am, you've probably read a lot of different things from antiquity. And what I'm going to suggest is that all of the similarities that we see between myth and religions from antiquity exist for a reason. And I know what that reason is. I've looked at it independently. A lot of people have. You can go do YouTube searches on it right now and find a lot of people that are working on these very concepts. There's a lot of videos up on people who are noting the similarities between them. What I'm going to suggest is that I have found the very core reason why they are similar, why they look similar. There is two templates that all of myth and religion are framed upon. Two. And I can show what those are. It takes a little bit to see. It's mentally conceptual. The easiest way to do it is to tell you what the template is to begin with and what it is based upon. Then, instead of trying to extract the template from these very obscure looking sounding things, imagine, read Hinduism and read Judaism, put them side by side and say, are these going to sound the same? You know what? There's a way that they do. But we have to figure out what they're doing first. My name is Dan Paulson, and welcome to the channel. I call it Just One Truth because there is just one truth. This is a cosmic reality that at the core of everything. When you take humans out of the equation, this is how it works. You put humans into the equation, we don't reinvent something different. We work on that scaffolding, on that platform, and we emerge from the background in the cosmos, but our life experience is based in mental perceptions. And that's what this template is going to teach us. It's the core to everybody. However, most people aren't going to want to do it. They're not going to like it. Let's get right into what the basic template is that we emerge from the background, but that once we become conscious in life and we begin having conscious life experiences, that we begin to emotionally store that experience away. It's going to be called naming, judging, something of that nature. Thinking. What we are doing is we are creating our own existence by having our experiences. When we're born, imagine this. You could be triplets, born in one country, separated at birth, raised in 3 different countries with 3 different religions, never knowing anything except for what you were raised with. Think of your own life now. Think if you had somebody raised in Saudi Arabia and somewhere else, you would get together later and have absolute mental convictions of your being correct, unless you're the kind of person that goes, oh, wait a minute. I'm a product of my beginning, of what I was trained with. Okay, so the person has to be able to understand that whatever we became at birth or from our environment and our exposure is not really who and what we are. As the template moves on, we become hurt, we lose our happiness, we begin to have cyclical pain in life from things that are left unresolved. That continually compounds until at some point we may have gotten to a point where we've had it. Now, some people live their entire lives from there on. That ends the first template. That's the creation template or the human life template. The second template starts as a healing template. That is for the person who is aware of that and says, boy, I'm going to change my life. I don't like what I have become. I see where I become a product of my experiences. I have a lot of hurt. I have a lot of things that I'm going to work on letting go. And then the next template picks up, and it happens repeatedly for a healing process. That is what the template is, held in a culture of people that are passing along stories. Let's actually think about life for a second in kind of some pretty basic terms. Imagine that there's just this big blob called the cosmos, and within there, everything that is in the universe is there, including us. We're all in there. Emergent from that cosmos is all of the physical things, including us, which become very complicated, but we're electrochemical beings with thinking and we have some creative capacity, but what we create is our life experience. We can't create universes, we can create our life experiences. But we emerge from that cosmos background, we're always connected to that. However, as we have life experiences, we begin putting those life experiences in between the cosmos and our physical reality. Those become the filters. Those become what our life is about. What we create is now being created through those. Not just the things we want, but the things we don't want, the things we deny. Those are the ones that are the problems right here. So now what we're looking at is having life experiences based on that we're creating through the filters of those right there that we don't want to deal with. And in order to stop creating through those, we have to remove them, which also reconnects us to our higher being. And that's the core material. I am astounded to think how much I used to long ago just read this and not be able to understand that this is 3,500-year-old stories that are being told as if it was somebody's media. Turn off your phone, your radios, your TV, get out of your car, everything that we do throughout the day, get rid of all of it and just do nothing but tell stories. We might start getting an idea of what they're doing. These are not simple. There's something in here that is more complicated than we give them credit for. We've lost the time to look at it. Anyway, that's what I'm going to suggest. That's what the channel's about. My more recent material is kind of gets more this way. When I first started the channel 2.5 years ago, I didn't have a handle on it. I've been growing with this. And that's an emergence throughout. If you look through the channel, you'll find things that might interest you. A lot of thoughts, a lot of ideas along the way, but all of it fits on this idea right here, that whatever we're experiencing in life is not supernatural. It's natural. It may seem supernatural. It may feel supernatural. We may have experiences that we go, oh my God, that has to be the existence of something else out there. But those are all natural experiences that we all have. And as long as we continue to think they're supernatural and give them that kind of an agency, we don't interact with them very well. They just kind of willy-nilly come and go. Once we realize those are parts of our experiences in a collective psyche, and that we are all emotional-based creatures living together, having emotional experiences that can go up and come down, that we begin to realize that we are having those naturally in that field. And that, that's it. That's what the material brings us. However, it's not going to be carried in the population, and the population needs other things as well. So you put that in vehicles to carry it around, arcs, as it were, many of them that look outward. Which was the right way, the one that turns inward. Many called, few chosen. Yeah, there's always this idea that not many people are going to do this. Okay, and then in a final thing here then, what they're doing as they create the story is they're taking and just making it, somehow they're taking something in the culture and creating analogous stories based on what they're teaching people. For example, let's say I'm full of stuff. I need to clean myself out. I might say something like from Jesus that to clean out the inside of your cup, because the one who made the outside also made the inside. That's about us. We're the ones that make the decisions. We're the cup. We become analogous components of the teaching itself. If we were to go to Buddhism and we were to hear right off the bat that pain follows the foot of the ox that draws the carriage, then what that is, we are in that story. That is about us. Pain is following the foot of the ox. We are the ox. And pain is following us on a cyclical nature as we're going through life, drawing the carriage. So once we translate them like that, you can see what they're doing is they are putting analogous verbiage in there to carry the conceptual idea. So we have to know that. Obviously, you have to decode them, right? They have to be interpreted. If it's a spiritual verse, it doesn't make any sense. Not until we interpret them. Blessed are the poor in spirit. You, poor, empty inside, devoid of. Blessed are the poor. We will see the kingdom of God. All of it works in that manner. When it comes to the big stories, what they're doing is a different style. What they're doing is they're creating a bunch of component parts that are us at various times in life. Your conscious, your subconscious, your higher being, the parts of you that you have stored away, turning into the threshold, turning into your conscious mind, then a second threshold, which is the one where you've got everything hidden behind this. I'll face some things. That's one threshold. It's in your subconscious, but not other things. That's a second threshold. That's something else that is deeper things inside. The stories are going to contain all of those elements, but they're going to be contained in analogous verbiage like crossing rivers, crossing a sea, going through rocks, things like that. That's how they're making the stories. This is complicated. They had a lot of time on their hands. This is what they did. At any rate, that's what I wanted to say. That's what the channel's about. If you have any questions, go ahead and feel free to post any and enjoy.